everyone, this is Braden Chase for English Hackers. Welcome. Tonight I wanted to talk to you guys about writing, about English writing in two different ways, right? So we have writing the letters, right? Individual words, letter by letter. But we also have a different type, which is writing stories, writing essays, writing theses, writing other poems, things like this other side of writing. So when we talk about writing in English, there's this division that goes on. So I wanted to talk about the first one, this writing letter by letter. Now, writing in English is really complicated, this letter by letter. We call it spelling. That's our word we use, spelling. And writing in English is difficult, right? And it's difficult for a lot of people. So like just this week, I was in class with my students and we're talking, one of my students was asking about the weather. It was really, really cold here. So they're asking about the weather and the snow. And one of the students raised her hand and she goes, "So teacher, what do you call the people who talk about the weather?" And I'm like, "Everybody?" She's like, "No, the people who talk about the future and the weather of the future, tomorrow's." I'm like, "Oh, right. That's a meteorologist." And she goes, "How do you spell that?" And immediately I go, hold on, I'm not sure. I didn't say that, right? But I'm like thinking, oh no, I'm the English teacher. Can I spell that? I'm not sure how to spell that word. So I turn to the board and I'm thinking in my head, I'm trying to write this word because it's like this big. It's a big old word. And I tell that story to explain to you that I am a native speaker. I am highly trained. I am an English teacher. And I still sometimes go, wait, how do I spell this? And I have to think about it. I do not have the entire English language memorized letter by letter in perfection, right? Nobody does, and that's okay. We do need to know a lot of things, right? There's lots of words that I know and lots of words that you know, and we have to have a foundation. But there are some things that we don't need to memorize, and meteorologist is kind of one of those things. But the key to this story is just to kind of relax, right? Don't get stressed. Don't be like, oh no, I have to memorize 70,000 words of English because we have lots of words in English. No, you don't. There are about 2,000 to 4,000 words that we really need to know well. But even then, some of them, I have to stop and think and spell it out in my head. How do I spell this? And sometimes I check on Google. How do I spell this word? And Google helps me and it's awesome, right? And that's okay. You can use those tools to help you. It's okay. Relax, right? So that's the spelling side of things. The other side of writing in English is the writing of essays. And essay writing and story writing in English is very complicated, particularly essays. Inside of schools, we spend years and years as native speakers learning to do a topic sentence and a hook and a thesis and what parts of theses and what is a concluding sentence and no, that isn't, and yes, this is, and says who and why, and it's very complicated and very stressful for us. And I remember a student of mine came from Brazil and she was trying to learn writing. She's already in our upper levels, but she kept hitting this wall. She couldn't get through with writing. She's like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. I can't do this. And I mean, she's in tears in my office. She's crying. I can't do this. And I finally realized when I was talking with her that she thought that in order to write a good essay, in order to be good at writing in English, she had to do everything perfectly the first time. That she had to sit down, write it, first sentence, first word, to the very, very last word, and never make an error, ever. And I'm like, no. I don't do that. I don't know anyone in this world who can write like that. There might be someone, but I've never met them. I've never even heard of them. Writing in English, this side of writing essays, stories, poems, and things like that, music, we go through a process of writing it, and then fixing it, and then editing is the word we use, to edit. Another word we use is revise, to change and polish, to pull that word out and put a new word in. Oh, that's spelled wrong, fix this. we have to do these things. Native speakers, everybody has to start with something, and we edit and fix it and improve it over time. And just that explanation, I watched her face go, oh, you mean I don't have to be perfect all the time? And I'm like, no, you don't. You do, you got to work at it, right? It takes longer. It takes a long time to work through all these pieces, but really good writing is always a product of over time, working at it, polishing and checking, okay? So that was just a helpful lesson for her to work through those things and to learn what's going on. And I wanted to share those lessons with you, right? Writing spelling, the words, and then writing essays, stories, poems, music, things like that is a different kind of writing in English. And in the course that I'm building for you guys, right, English Speaking Secrets, it's not really about writing per se, but I'm giving one of the parts of this is several lists of words. There's some academic words and some business words and some just kind of practical daily use words, and you get to see the spelling. And the spelling and the reading and the writing and how to work with these things and pull those words together is just a very important lesson, and this course will help you with all of that stuff. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.